promotes Oracle DBA YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about actually one of our family member asked. So the question was, in case the backup was taken earlier and the table were created later, how did the PITR happen using older backups? So we already explained in the previous PITR sessions, but still we are going to reiterate the same explanation once again. So first of all, let's assume I'm taking a weekly full backup. So my weekly full backup has been created on 10th of April. So once we have taken the 10th of April, if you want to perform a PITR, the main thing is you should enable the archive command. So if the archive command is already enabled, what will happen? The archive will be pushed from your database server into pgBackRest, right? So let's assume here full backup has been taken on April 10th, and you can see that simultaneously the WAL archives, these are the WAL generated, the WAL files has been archived, and you can see around April 12, 3:30 IST, the table has been created and dropped as well. So the concept is, so we have the base backup around April 10, then we have the continuous WAL archives. So by combining both of these two, we can bring back the database before the table has been dropped, right? So how it will work, what are the prerequisites it requires? So first thing, as I mentioned, the archive mode should be on, and also the archive command has been configured. If you have a mode out, you can watch the previous series, okay? And the second thing is the WAL retention period should be in the retention, because what will happen, sometimes the customer maintain the WAL retention based on the application need. They will keep 15 days, 1 week, 3 months, 6 months. You need to verify the backup is valid or not. How the exactly it will work? Here actually we can do with two options. One with delta. So the delta, what will happen, that is a biggest feature available in the pgBackRest. So usually what we will do, we will entirely clean up the data directory, and we will start performing that uh, restoration. So it will copy the all the contents from your last full backup, from followed by WAL replay, it will happen. But delta in your command, it utilize that, which means it triggers the delta flag pgBackRest, that stanza followed by delta hyphen restore. It triggers the delta restore, which uses the manifest checksum to enormously speed up the processing instead of everything from the scratch. So the pgBackRest first remove the files which not present in the backup, generates the checksum for the remaining files, and leaves main matching files in place. So when combined with the parallel processing, it dramatically reduces the time of restoration. Also, along with the WAL replay, so in the WAL replay, what will happen exactly? Just replaying the WAL, so it once it reaches a certain point. So when I am going to execute this one, so the pgBackRest going to info, so it will say that, so what is that current database, and what is that our base files are like from 2 days ago, and when was that the backup was available, and you can see that the date format, which means 2026 04 10. So this is the date format, and along with that it contains the transaction logs as well. You can see when that wall has been started and stopped. So all the details will be over here. So there are two methods. So if you want to go to the full restoration, so you need to stop the database and you have to remove that. Else you can use the delta flag, which I explained earlier. So you can just execute the delta, so you don't need to remove any certain files. It automatically performs the checksums, right? So this is the exact command, the pgBackRest, and you have to maintain the stanza. So you can see that the delta which uses that checksums to evaluate the existing files, leaving the matching files in place, only restore what is changed. So that is what you don't need to touch the existing files. And also you can mention that, so if you are going with a particular timing, so as mentioned in the earlier, so in case I want to restore 12th of 3:30 p.m. IST, then I have to exactly mention that. So what is the time hyphen type equal to the time, and the target time we have to provide this format, and we are providing that action. So you can promote that, and you have to mention that action, so it read and it will perform the action of restoration, right? So what it will happen, you can see that it will just uh, pulling that uh, archive files, and it will fetch us, and it will apply that. Once it was actively replayed, then that consistent state it will reach. So after reaching the consistent state, the database will be ready to accept the connections, right? So also you can how to verify that. So my database is open, so I just want to verify whether the database is recovery mode or not. So the recovery mode, how we can understand that PG is in recovery. If it is false, then the database will be in that access mode. Otherwise, it will be like a recovery. So if it is saying the true, either it would be a standby or it was in the recovery, okay, which is not going to allow your read and write connections, right? And you can verify the data. How you can verify? By using the backslash dt, which means you are listing your tables, right? And you can also verify the data by using the select star from the table name. Either you can use the count of data, right? So this is how you can verify the data. Also, the another way to troubleshoot and diagnose, how in case of you want to verify whether my restoration was successful or not. So how you can do that? You can read the log file, any fatal or any errors. So and you can see that. Yes. So you need to verify that. So what is exactly happening, whether that wall file is expired or, this is what I mentioned. And if in case your file was too big, you can use the parallel option as well. So if you enable that, it will this process max you have to mention in your pgBackRest configuration, or else you can just mention it that it's similar like when you are taking a pgdump, you are assigning the number of uh, CPU cores, right? Parallel jobs, similar way it won't. Okay. And so this is the explanation. So overall, that key takeaway from this video is, so what is the purpose of delta, and how the PITR works, and how the wall replay is working, and how to verify your database uh, backups which is existingly available. And also you have to frequently test your backup into your lower environment, because you cannot blindly relay your backup. And in case of any uh, catastrophic situations, you want to just restore your data. If the backup is invalid, you may lose the data, right? So thank you for watching. You can